2. Hey there, everyone. It is May the 5th. Are we getting to these sooner now? All of a sudden, we wanted to get it to you before. It's us, your friends at the primary of the state team. Obviously, myself, Tony. We got Daniel today. We got the rest of the crew out on the road. Megan was out doing some showings this morning during our team meeting, right, Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Afraz is busy doing some stuff, but I promised you last time that we would get to these sooner because I know it's been kind of late coming, either like after the first week or whatever. There's no excuse, folks, really. I mean, it's just a matter of us getting together. And this is Daniel and I, instead of waiting for the four of us or three of us to get together, let's just get right into it because you probably want to know what's going on. How was the month of April, Daniel? How are you feeling?
It was good. I mean, there was a few little things going on with the election and different things, but still strong market.
Well, something that I want to demonstrate to you folks here is the sales numbers. Kind of interesting because it's the first time in a little while that the sales numbers went down. We were actually down 5.3% from April of 2024. But, as always, I bring up the question, what does that mean? If you look at the stats here on the board here, we ended up with 642 sales versus well, again, 5.3% down from last year, which was 678. This is actually the first month in a while that the sales were down from the year prior. That's okay though, because have a look at the number of sales here on the list. So again, we ended up with 642. Now, there have been other seasons where the April was a reduction from March. So here's an example right here. 2022. Don't know if you guys remember. It was a busy time. It finished at 824 versus 833. So numbers were coming down. Don't bother looking at 2020 because that was COVID month. That's the reason why there was only 287 sales. But there's lots of others where the sales numbers went down. 2011, 574 from 622. Um, it's kind of interesting because in some ways it's the seasonal market. The way that we are looking at it, and I get this. I mean, I'm sure you are often thinking, yeah, of course, Tony and the team always candy, sugarcoating and, giving the good news and all that stuff. But the reality is 642 sales. Far from dead, folks. There's a lot of interest out there still. I want to show you the prices, of course. So a single family home, we'll go right to the digest here. In Greater Victoria, the average price 1,395. That's showing an increase of 8%. Interesting. We did talk last time though about the fact that averages can be thrown off by the number of higher end or the number of lower end sales that happen in a given month. We always do look at the HPI, the home price index. This one is telling us that it is up a little bit right now. So, there has been activity for people that are taking advantage of the rates. There's a little bit of uncertainty out there right now, of course, but people are jumping in. Um, as far as active listings are concerned, we're at 3,425. That is up from last year. That's good news for shoppers because it means that there's more choices out there. We're still relatively low, though. You look back into history, it was not uncommon to see 4,200, sometimes even more listings in the month of April. So, that being said, what is going on? Okay, I don't talk about this very often. I just got to say it right now. 642 sales. Your friends at the Prime Real Estate team did 11. We sold nine or 10 listings. Actually, I didn't do the total count. I mean, that was just myself and Daniel, actually. Uh, Now that's 11 sales out of 642. So it was a busy month for us. And when I think about it, we had a number of sales that happened very quickly. We had a number of sales that sold over list price. We had one in Fairfield that sold 129% of list price. We had 8 offers. They were all unconditional. So whenever people say, oh, the market is slow and things aren't happening, I defy you. Tell me that when we're seeing different results. And I do understand there are sellers that we have right now that have been sitting on the market for a bit. I get it. And you're wondering what's going on. Well, it's interesting because it worked for 10 other people last month. The things that we do, get the word out, do the things that we have to do. Quite often it's a matter of the value proposition. Tell us about Short Street, Daniel. What happened there?
Yeah, well, I mean, really interesting point you bring up, right? Like, why is one property selling when another one isn't?
Right.
And I think the biggest factor, as always, maybe no big revelation, but it's price often. I mean, you can market it well, you stage it well, you make everything perfect, but at the end of the day, it's the price. So Short Street was a little condo up by Uptown Mall. Nice condo, two bed, two bath, open layout. Little drawback, it looked out over the McDonald's parking lot. But we looked at the price of the comparables. We priced it really accurately compared to what had been sold around it. In fact, just a little bit below. And
Mhm.
sure enough, we had multiple offers on the first day and it sold pretty much instantly. So price was key in that one.
I want to make sure that that everyone knows when we say price, we're never saying give it away or fire sale. We're saying price it right now. So the one that I sold at 129% of list price. So we got a lot more money than the list price was. I had somebody ask me, well, was that purposely underpriced? Because sometimes that's a strategy. It's underprice a house, so you got all these multiple offers and you get a lot more than list price. No. That property we priced correctly. There was just a lot of interest. It was a special property. Had 8 offers on it, as I said, all unconditional. We ended up getting an amazing price. It's just the right pricing. I think that had we priced 100,000 higher, maybe even 75,000, it could still be there right now. So pricing is a really important question. And again, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up, I'll just put it out there. One of our sellers who watches our regular reviews here is kind of wondering, are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? Are we getting the word out? Um, well, yes. We are. And everything is being done correctly. And we're seeing the proof is in the pudding with the results that we've gotten just in the past couple of weeks. So it all goes back to one thing. There's one clue about why the property isn't selling or there has not been very much activity. It's because of the price point. We have been talking about that, but sometimes people just feel that their house is special and it has more to offer. But it's kind of hard to deny the fact that there's a lot of other properties around the surrounding neighborhood that are moving and they're selling and they're in a lower price point and they offer more. So, price is not black magic. It can be very scientific and it's easy enough to see what's going on around you, right? So, interesting conversation. Like I said, Daniel, we don't very often talk about that. I don't often toot, our own horn in this way, but the proof is in the pudding, right?
You got to be accurate. You have your data and you got to kind of follow it, right? It's not just a guessing game. So yeah.
Yeah, and things sell quick too because Short Street, that was 6 days, right?
Yeah.
Right? All told.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a number of 1 day, 6 day, 8 day sales recently. And yeah, that's just what's happening out there. So what's going to happen in the next coming months, guys? We're hearing conflicting reports about interest rates. Are they going to come down? Is it time for them to start strengthening up again? The reality is right now there is inventory out there and there's people who are wanting to sell and there's some good opportunities out there for you. We are chatting right now with a seller who had been on market for a while, and we're inheriting the property. We're going in at a different price point, and I'd love to report to you next month about a quick sale because they've been on the market for a long time. And again, that's just going to be a price conversation, right? Okay, so we'll see about getting the rest of the crew on for the month of June. Hope you guys are doing well. The weather's pretty nice right now. Hope you are enjoying. And by the way, I want to thank you all that comment on our Friday thoughts because I know a lot of the people who watch our monthly videos are also following us on Friday thoughts. We just love doing it. We love just making sure that you guys know that we're here and that there's so much to enjoy out there in our region and just sometimes just a little bit of mindset, right, Daniel?
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. We will see you this time next month, the month of June. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.